Have you ever heard someone talk about a fast lens and just been like, well, I don't even know what does it mean to be fast? I mean, you can't run. What do they mean by fast? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to actually learn what a fast lens is and the difference between something that's fast and slow. And that when people say it's a slow lens or a fast lens, you'll have a better understanding of what they're talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up some images of what I consider fast and slow and kind of learning some of the basics about this. And we're going to go a little bit into, it's going to look like it's something about photography, but that's because these basic aspects about fast and slow lenses can translate into film. And so just understanding these concepts is going to go a long way. So I think that these are some key concepts you need to learn as a filmmaker before you even start making film. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Let's learn about what fast lenses are. Okay, so just to begin, this is, just so you guys know, this is a little bit less about filmmaking, but more about kind of photography, but cameras in general. So when you know these concepts, it's going to help you as a filmmaker. And so I want you to keep that in mind when I talk about these different things. So just to start, I want to start with the idea of a fast lens, right? What is a fast lens? What does that mean exactly? Well, to be frank, it usually means an f-stop with a lower number. So like, let's say, for example, an f1.4, which means that your aperture is going to be wide open. So why do we say fast lens? Well, we're saying fast lens because it can capture more light, which in turn will allow for you to capture things in more of a still frame, right? So let's say, for example, I have the shutter speed is very quick, and I need, and the picture is coming dark, but I need to be able to capture something in action, so I don't want to slow down the shutter speed, right? So one of the things that I can do is that I can open the aperture more, which will allow more light and which will allow me to capture the sudden movement in the frame rather than it be blurry. And in order to do this, you have to have a fast lens. So let's say, for example, I have a lens which is an f4, right? And f4 doesn't allow as much light as an f1.4. So since I have less light, I'm going to have less latitude or less ability to capture more light and be able to retain some of the sharpness in the image if I do everything else correctly. So for example, so as you can see here, this is captured at a high frame rate, and I'm using a wider aperture, right? And the wider aperture is going to allow me to blur the background, which is another thing that we'll talk about. So that's also one of the things that we can talk about with the fast lens and the wide open aperture, is it's going to allow you to get more of a bokeh or bokeh, whatever you prefer to call it, in the background. And that's more of a creative preference. So with the fast lens also comes what? You get a wider aperture, but you also get the ability to capture things in still frames. So what I want you guys to take from this is that with the wide open aperture, it allows you to capture more light, and in turn, you get to create images which have more sharpness, which you can see right here. A lot of these images are sharp because I have the shutter speed very high, and I'm using fast lenses, f2.8 or greater. Now, what is the bad part of using these kind of lenses? Well, with fast lenses, it's a lot harder to get your focus marked on point where you want it. So for example, since if I use an f2.8 or a 1.4 or something that's one of those kind of fast lenses, it's going to be much harder to focus because the depth of field, the range of what is in focus is so shallow. So with the 1.4, there's times where you focus on the nose, and there might be a part of the face that is actually out of focus because the focus is tack sharp. So that's one part that can be very difficult. When you use those kind of lenses, it might be hard to focus. Some cameras might have back focus or front focusing problems, which also adds to that problem. So with that, I want you guys to just take a second. I want you guys to research what I talked about, see what you think, and then let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Or is there something that I can correct in this? And also, please remember to like and subscribe. That helps me out a ton with these videos. It helps other people see the videos, and it helps me create more videos in the future. So with that, I hope to see you guys again here soon, and thanks for watching.